Hi everyone, I'm just going to do a quick tutorial for you to go alongside the Zoom class. This one will be ideal for a quick reference with the Zoom class, providing some questions and answers that may crop up, but this is just a quick reference tutorial for you. So I am going to show you how to do it first in Design Space, and then I'll show you how to do it in Inkscape. Personally, I prefer Inkscape. It's quicker and it is worth learning, guys. Really recommend it. But I'll just show you a few tips and tricks in here first. So I've just used the insert text and I've just typed in my name here and I've just changed it to Hey Butterfly, which is one Sarah uses quite often. And you can find it for free with commercial use on font bundles. So what I need to first do is with Design Space is reduce the text space, the space between the text, as it doesn't do that automatically, which is frustrating. So I'm just going to use the letter space up here to just reduce it. Just going to reduce it a few times. Or another way, which I find is much better and quicker, is to ungroup it, and then on my keyboard I just use my left and right keys to get it where I want to be. Just be mindful not to overlap them too much. I know I might not be able to see it, but when I come to weld it, if it's overlapping and Design Space doesn't like it, it's going to fill that centre of the A in. So this is a bit tricky doing it in Design Space. Another quick option would be to use a layered font, but I'm aware that especially in script fonts, that's quite limited up in terms of what options you've got. But I'll just show you that how you can achieve it with a double layered font. It won't necessarily be a script font, unfortunately. I'm just going to delete here out of there. That was me searching for my font. I'm just going to come to filters and I'm just going to hit multi-layer. I don't have any of them ones. So as you can see, it's just got multi-layer here. Mine's got the prices on because I don't use the subscription and I haven't for a while now. So I'm just going to scroll down, find the font. I don't tend to use Cricut ones, so I'm not really sure what's on here. Oh, there's Billionaire. That one's showing as being multi-layer. But, maybe it's not multi-layer. Because on this layer panels here, it should have shown the top layer, which is here, and then normally it has a little line through the eye, as you can see down here, for the other fonts. I'll just pick a different one. I might just have to pick a normal font for this to show you. So as you can see, what you would need to do on this is you need to reduce the spacing on both layers. Now you have to do that separately. You can't do it as a group, unfortunately. I did try in the last tutorial and it wouldn't actually let me. So I've just unticked this one so the little eye is now black rather than with a line through it as it is down here. I'm just going to hit ungroup. I'm kind of going to keep this above for reference. I'm going to decrease the space on both of them to 0.60. We'll just see how it goes. Might have to go a little bit more. 0.5 or 0.2. You can see it's kind of squashing it along a little bit more. I think I'm going to have to go into the minus here. That might be the only way. If I go to minus 0.3, and I'll do the same on the top one as well, just so that you can see. It's not going to be ideal this way, but as you can see there, we've got a bit of a shadow layer going on. Yes, you can't really control how thick you're making that, but if you were to weld that, you would then be able to kind of edit it in the bookmark. The other way, which is another way of doing it in Design Space, so I just come back down to this one. I am just going to change the colour of this one. Leave that one as it is, sorry. I'm just going to come over to duplicate. I'm just going to duplicate. You need about 8 duplications on this one. And I'm just going to highlight them all. And I'm just going to come up to a line and I'm just going to centre them all. Then I'm just going to come to my layer panel and I'm just going to come to the top layer. I'm just going to change the colour of it so that you can see what we're working with here, and you can see the layers underneath as I change colour. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to the next layer, and I'm going to use my arrow keys again, and I'm going to take this one up one. Then I'm going to come down to the next layer, and I'm going to take that one up one, and I'm going to take it right one. And you can see it's starting to build a bit of a shadow around it. I'm going to come down again, and this one I'm just going to take right one. This isn't going to create a perfect shadow, but it will help create a shadow, especially with them script fonts. I'm going to come down again. That one I'm going to take right one and down one. The next one I am going to take down one. Then I'm going to duplicate the bottom layer a few more times. Come back and realign it up. I'm missing a couple, guys. I just take them up there. But you kind of get the idea of this. If I just come, so the idea is if I would stack these back, so I stack these back on top just to go through that again. I didn't have enough. Do apologise, guys. So I'm just going to realign them. Pull Sarah to the front in the yellow. I'm just going to send to front. So again, I'm going to come to my layer panel, and I'm going to hit the top one, and I'm going to go up one. Then I'm going to come down again, and I'm going up and right. Then I'm just going to go right with the next one. And so just work your way down your layer panel. If you've got extra, it doesn't matter, but make sure you've got more than enough. Then I'm going to come right one and down one. Then I'm going to come down one. Then I'm going to come down and right. Then I'm going to come right. And as you can see, it's created a shadow. It's not perfect. If I was to weld it all, I mean, you might be able to adjust these by slicing them if needed. Or kind of maybe create another shadow layer by duplicating and just kind of playing around there. Just kind of bringing it along a bit and down. As I said, it's not going to be perfect in Design Space. There's not an easy way to do this at the moment. If you're using an iPad, there's a couple of apps that you can use. I uploaded a tutorial in one of the last videos that might be useful. So as you can see, I've got a shadow layer there. It's not perfect, as I said, but I'd then be able to bring it up to the bookmark and weld it into place. Sarah being a bit tricky with the way it lands on the end. But this will be a case of playing around with this to get it a bit more perfect. So that will give you one idea for it, for how to do it. And I'm going to show you how to quickly do the same in Inkscape as well. If I come along to Inkscape, and all you need to do, if you've already got a project, just click File and New. If not, it'll automatically open up on a new page for you. I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to type Sarah again. I'll stick with the same one for now. I'm just going to come up here. Again, I'm just going to use the Hey Butterfly font. I know that's one that everybody can get free, so I'm just going to use that one again. This one is much easier, guys. So just going to center this up a little bit, and I'm just going to show you a few tricks as we go along. So first off, this is just simple text. I haven't had to ungroup it. I haven't had to edit it. So what you need to do next is convert it to a path. It's not an automatic path. If you come over here and click the little kind of nodes, the little kind of arrow with the little 3 nodes there, you will see if I click on it that nothing happens. If it was a cut file, all the little dots for what the computer needs to read for the cut files would appear. So it's not a cut file at the moment. So what you need to do is you need to come up to Path, and you need to click Object to Path. Then you're going to come along to Object, and you're going to hit Ungroup. As you can see, all the little nodes have appeared, but at the moment, if I was to just leave it out as it was, and come along. I can move these all out of the way, and the individual letters for in terms of cutting. This is an ideal time, you know. You could increase the size of your capital letter. It's entirely up to you. It's a good opportunity to play around with your design though at this stage. But once you're satisfied with it, I'm just going to come along and I am just going to hit path and union. That will make it as one word. As you can see, again, I've got the little notes there. So, to create the shadow layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it. So I'll just right click and duplicate. Or it is on one of these. It's just something I never use it for. Just trying to find it. It will be here somewhere. You can come down to linked offset and that would give you a duplication as well, but hiding underneath. But right click and duplicate would be ideal. I'm just going to change the colour so that you can see what I'm working with. Probably not the best colour. There we go. So I'm just going to alter this black layer. What you will first need to do is, if I was to just change that, I've already been using Inkscape, so I've already changed my preferences for how much I wanted to offset each time I offset it. But normally this box here is set to 2000, so I'm just going to show you. If I was just to open Design Space straight up, come in here, I'm going to hit path and outset. And as you can see, it's kind of come up quite thick already. It might be that you're happy with that. Some fonts can sometimes not look quite so right. It might be that the project you want requires a bit of a thinner offset. It's just personal preference. What you need to do if you want to change the thickness of your outset. So I just duplicate this one again to show you how that can be achieved. I'll just change the colour so you can see I went with a different colour. You need to come up to edit and down to preferences. And this would appear like this with your options down your left hand side. You need to hit the little plus sign next to behaviour and you're going to come down to steps. This will open up this box for you here with the arrow moves, and you need to insert and outset by, and now I normally change this to 0.004 just so I can steadily increase my offset settings. And if I zoom in so that you can see what it's going to do, it's a bit tricky to see if it's only doing it a little bit at a time. But if I just come up to path and outset, another way to do it is to use control and close bracket. As you can see, that is increasing in thickness. If you wanted to remove the centre of the A and the S at the bottom here and the H, all you need to do is to come up to path and break apart, and as you can see that's filled it in. And if I just come up to path and union, that's made it a solid shape. I'm just going to layer that back there so you can see. As you can see, this is a much neater finish on offsetting to what Design Space is. Then all you need to do is come up to File, Save As. I'm just going to save it as Sarah SVG. I know I already saved one before like this. So, and I'm just going to come back to Design Space. I'm just going to upload. I'm just going to upload in an image, browse my files in my computer. I know it's in my documents. I'm just going to go up here and upload it. This box here with the tags optional, it is worth, if it's a project that you're going to use time and time again. I don't tend to do it with name files that offer personalised options, but like the mums and button files, if you just come up here and add in a few tags, so mums, buttons, Mother's Day, it just makes it easier to search for later on in life through your projects and through your files and images as well. So I'm just going to upload, and as you can see it is here, and I'm just going to insert, and there you have it. It will insert into Inkscape, and I'm just going to ungroup it. I'm just going to move that one out of the way. I'm just going to work with the blue and red here. And again, just to size, and then weld into place. Now I'm going to have to, if I grab the white layer, sorry guys, and move it down, be a bit easier to see. And there you go, and it will just be a case of welding it into place, not the red layer, but the white against the red, and just weld. And then that's ready just to cut. I hope that helps, and if anybody has any questions on that, please feel free to pop into the group and give me a shout. Thank you. Bye.